Hi all, today I would like to cover the topic on PostgreSQL backup and recovery scenarios. There are two types of backups. One is logical backup and the second one is physical backup. In my previous session I have covered the logical backup. You can find the link in the description of this video. So today I am going to cover physical backup using Barman utility. First of all, in order to perform physical backup, the database should be up and running in archive mode. Okay. In order to achieve that, you need to set the below three parameters. One is archive underscore mode, the second one is archive underscore command, the third one is val underscore level. Archive underscore mode should be on, and archive underscore command, you need to specify the location where the archive logs supposed to write. The third one is very important parameter. In PostgreSQL DB version 9.5 and before, the value should be archive, whereas from 9.6 and above the parameter should be replica. There are so many third-party utilities are available in order to take physical backup. For example, Barman, pg-rman, omni pitr. As I said, I am going to use Barman for physical backup. So in my demo, what I am going to show is, one is installation of Barman. The second one is SSH authentication between DB server and Barman server, and defining parameters in barman.conf, and defining database or server details in Barman server. After that, I will show how to validate. For my demo, I am going to use three servers. One is PostgreSQL primary server, and the second one is Barman server. Third one is PostgreSQL secondary server. And the operating system here is Ubuntu. DB version is 12.3 and Barman version is 2.11. Please always remember, whenever you are going to upgrade your database, or if you are going to use latest version of PostgreSQL DB, make sure that the utilities like PG Bouncer, Barman are all compatible or not. Okay, for PostgreSQL DB version 12, the minimum Barman version should be 2.9 and above. So today in my demo, I am going to cover full DB backup, incremental and archive backups. After that, I am going to show few Barman commands, like to list all the backups. Okay, validate the configurations, how to delete the backups manually. Okay, and the third scenario is going to be restoring and recovering of DB using Barman in my secondary server. Before starting my demo, I would like to share few important key points. One is that don't create any table space with default base directory as location. Okay, in my one of the scenario, the DBA has used that base location and he created the table space. After that, what we observed is the backups are running successfully, but it is keeping the base location. and later we identified and we fixed, like take the backup, drop the table space which is causing the issue, and we recreated to the different location, so and so. And the second point is like, as and when you are upgrading the database from lower versions to higher versions, like from 9.5, 9.6 to 12, whatever the version, right, latest version, be careful and check the compatibility of the tools whatever you are using in your environment, for example Barman, PG Bouncer, and so on. The third very important point here is always try to test your backups at least twice in a year. There are so many reasons. People will patch their OS. Sometimes we will install patches on DB level, or upgrading our Barman utility, whatever the reason, right? It is always better to check your backups. I'm going to start my demo here. I have three windows here. One is my primary DB server, and the second one is my secondary DB server. The third one is my Barman server. So in my primary DB server, I already installed PostgreSQL DB software and my database is running over there. Whereas in my secondary, I don't have PostgreSQL DB server software. And I will show the demo of installation of the software. In my Barman server, I will show the demo of installing Barman software, configuration and all. Okay. Since I don't have a DNS server, I have added the server details in my /etc host. Let me show that. Okay. Here I have my primary DB server details and Barman server details. Here I have Barman server, primary DB server and secondary DB server details. Whereas in my secondary I have secondary DB server details and Barman server details. Okay. Now let me install Barman software. This won't take much time. Okay, installed. So the version is 2.11. Okay. The second important point here is like we need to enable SSH authentication between DB server and Barman. Let me do that. Okay. Okay. Key gen -t RSA. I'm not going to give any passphrase here. Okay. Let me copy the IDs across the servers. Let me check first whether I have my okay, super. Okay, similar command I'm going to execute here. Here I will change. This will fail. I need to change the username as well. Added. Okay, let me check the connectivity now. SSH Barman server. Okay, let me do the same command in my secondary server. Good. Let me see here. Good. 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 I'm able to connect. Good. Just I'm cross verifying here. Okay. Now my Barman server able to communicate with primary and secondary, whereas my primary can talk to Barman server and secondary can talk to Barman server. I have not established any connection between primary and secondary for now. That may be required when we are doing replication demo. Let me add an entry in pg_hba.config file so that your Barman communicate to your PostgreSQL DB. Let me go to that location. Okay, let me do my configuration in Barman server. So this is Barman configuration server. Okay, let me see whether the file is there or not. Okay, just copy this. Okay, let me open the file. Okay, so here I'm going to remove this compression option, like I will enable compression. Next is immediate checkpoint. This parameter is very important because whenever you trigger the backup, it will do a checkpoint in DB level. Okay, in order to get some kind of consistency. Okay, if you have not included that one, right, maybe your backup job will wait till automatic checkpoint, like based on the DB parameters the checkpoint will happen. Okay, so in order to avoid any kind of delay, it is better to set that. It is just like a retry option. Okay, no need to bother too much here. Rest of the parameters I am not going to touch here, but I will show one parameter for incremental backup sake. Okay, so this is few Barman configuration parameters. Now I am going to define my primary DB details in my Barman server. I would like to know the location where we need to define. Let me open my etc barman.conf file. Okay, so this is the location where you need to define your primary DB server details. Okay, actually I already configured that. Yeah, let me copy this one to this location. Instead of copy, I will move. Okay, with this way you need to define that. Okay, this is my primary DB server. Okay, and the description, whatever you want you can keep it, and the SSH command you need to define. Okay, this is the OS user and this is my primary DB server. Okay, and the connection info here. I'm not defining password here. There are two ways to define. I don't prefer to define the password here. If you want, I will show you that option as well. Before going to that, Okay, backup option, always the recommended one is concurrent underscore backup, and backup method resync. Okay, and archive should be on. Let me show how to define the password. You need to say password is equal to password here. Okay, anyway, I'm not going to define that, so I'm not going to save that. So with this, I have defined my DB server details. So you can see that, like, what are all servers I have defined, right? See, for demo sake, I am configuring for only one server, right? If you want to see Barman list server, okay, it is showing only one server here. Okay, so it will list whatever you configured in that particular directory. Okay, so with that, the configuration details, whatever I am trying to define, it's completed. So before validating my configuration, as I said, my database should be in archive mode. Let me go to my DB server. You can see the archive mode is off. Okay, let me go and enable that. Go to archive underscore. And I'm going to comment. I have already defined my path here. You can see I will show from where I picked up. Okay, I will show that. Come to Barman server, and here you can give Barman show server the server name. So here, this is very important, the incoming wall directory, right? So this is the very important path. That's what I defined here. Okay, and the other parameters, wall underscore level. As I said, the default one is replica, so no need to bother too much. So I change the parameters. You need to bounce your DB server. Done. Let me see. Okay, good. So I need to create one Barman user in DB level. Create user Barman. See, I can give specific grants, but I'm just giving super user privilege for my demo. Don't worry, I'm going to change this password This is for my demo. I'm just typing. So what went wrong? Okay, so I have created user and the password. Let me validate my configuration here. I defined configuration file. I defined primary DB server details. Okay, I listed whatever the servers defined in Barman server. Okay, and this is the command which will show your primary DB server details, like where the wall files will copy. Okay, those kind of stuff. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check my, I know it will throw error, but I want to show that. Okay, so what it is failing, right? So first what it is trying to say is there is no wall shipping, means there is no transactions happen, right? So I'm going to validate that, like one log switch I will apply from here. I applied one switch. Let us see. Super. Everything went fine. But here you should get one doubt from where the Barman password it picked up. If you see etc barman.d, I have not defined any password here, right, in my connection info. Okay, for that what I have done, right, we need to define like this. Anyway, I will explain this. This is my host name and the port, database name, username, password. Always try to keep tough password. For demo sake, I am using simple password. Okay. After defining this file, what you need to do, okay, you need to export. It's already exported, so that's why it is taking that file. path/.pg path, like this. You need to define that so that it will pick automatically. Okay, otherwise what will happen, this itself will fail, saying that it is, maybe if the user is not present in DB level like Barman, that time also it will fail. Or if you have not defined the password either in primary server configuration file or in PG pass file. Now let us start the backup of primary DB server. Barman backup. Okay, since we are taking the backup first time, it will clearly mention here. So this will be full DB backup. Okay, now the backup completed. Okay, there is one more option to take level 0 backup. Let me see, help. Yeah, this is important parameter. You should specify off. I will show that how to identify whether the backup is full DB backup or incremental backup. Okay, let this backup get complete, then I will trigger incremental backup. Okay, put some load in DB server so that you will feel the difference. Okay, this will take some time. I will pause the video. So the table creation is over here. That means I've added some load in DB level. Okay, let me start. See, if you use link, this is going to be incremental backup. Okay, and I added this parameter in my barman.conf. So as and when you are triggering, the default backup methodology is incremental. Forget about this warning. Okay, so let me list out the backup pieces. Right, there are 3 backup pieces here. Let us see type of backup, how to identify. Barman show backup. Okay, see, this is what I am going to tell to you people. If it is full DB backup, both this will be of same size. Okay, if you take the other backup, you can see the same one, both are full DB backups. Let me show the other one. See here, the size of the backup is 425 MB. You can see here as well. Okay, okay, the variation of size, but yep, it is difficult to identify whether it is full DB backup or incremental backup. So the best option is use show backup command. Okay, and one more thing I would like to show here. This is my second backup, so it will tell if you have any previous backup and the next backup, it will show that information as well here. Okay, so with this I have taken full DB backup and incremental backup. Okay, let me add some more load on this. Then I will take arclog backup. I will pause the video here. Okay, table gets created over here, so let me perform arclog backup. Let me pause the video, it will take some time to take the backup. Okay, the backup is over. So observe now, I'm going to say list backup. There are only 3 pieces. So where is my arclog backup information, right? So normally it will append all the arclog backups to the last piece. You can observe the difference here. Okay, if you want I can show one more so that you will identify the difference here. Let the table get create, then again I will take arclog backup. You can see where the backup files are going, to which piece it is attaching. Table creation is over. Now I'm going to take one more arclog backup here. Okay, and the backup got scheduled in cron, right? Okay, okay. So see the difference. I said whatever the arclog backups are happening, right, it will append to the last backup piece. Let me pause the video. Let us check now. Okay, the backup completed. So now you understand, right, what are the backup is happening, it will append to the last backup piece. Okay, I would like to repeat one command. Reuse -backup. If you want to take level 0 backup, set it to off. If you want to take incremental backup, set it to link. So let me trigger final incremental backup before starting my restoration demo. Let me pause the video. Now the backup is over. Let me list down my backup pieces. Okay. So let me show how to delete backup pieces manually. Just give this, it will delete the backup piece. You can see now. Right? Okay. Now I will start restoration of my backup in secondary server. This is my secondary server. Let me see whether any DB is up and running here, because I have installed PostgreSQL Server DB version 12.3. Okay, stop this. Anyway, let me go to the data file location. What I will do, I will remove this main folder. Okay, now let me start the restoration part. And the backup is, I'm going to use this, and the location I should give where to restore. Okay, so Barman recover, okay, remote SSH command, and SSH to my secondary server, and the backup I'm going to use the primary PostgreSQL primary, and the backup ID, and this is a location. Let me trigger. Okay, let us see what is happening here. Oh, I wrongly given the path. I should give main as well. Okay, let it complete, then I will remove and I will do again. Let me pause the video here. Okay, the restoration is over, but anyway, I have not defined proper path here. I'm going to define now. Let me remove all files. Okay, now I have given proper command. Okay, the restoration started. If you go here, you can see the main. Okay, let me pause the video. Okay, my restoration operation is over. Okay, what I need to do, I need to start the PostgreSQL DB here. Okay, let me go to my Postgres DB. Let me list the tables. Let me list the tables in primary as well. Okay, so now you can see all the tables got refreshed in my secondary DB server. Like this you can restore the backups. With this I am closing my session. If you like my session, please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Please post your feedback in comment section and let me know if you have any queries. Thank you. Bye.